I have a foundation trick to share with you today using the Beauty Blender. That is my favorite tool to use to apply my foundation. So if you want to see how I do that, the trick I've been using, and a few other tips along the way, keep watching. So I'm at the point in my makeup where I do my foundation. I'm using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is shade 5. I typically use the Arbonne Perfecting Liquid Foundation, which is very much a full coverage. This one is a little bit lighter. It can be built up to full coverage, but I feel like it leans more on the medium to full end. And at the time I was looking for something a little bit lighter than the full coverage that Arbonne gives me. I saw an Instagrammer and then a YouTuber talk about this foundation, and I thought, I'll give it a shot. So again, this is shade 5, and then to get my Beauty Blender ready, and my trick I'm sharing with you today is using the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. This is a prep spray and can also be used as a setting spray. And I spray my Beauty Blender with it instead of dampening my Beauty Blender with water. And the reason is, there's 2 reasons. 1, I'm not sitting by a sink, but 2, and the biggest reason I use this is it's dampening this sponge that I'm gonna use to apply my foundation with a product that's formulated to help makeup apply better and last longer. So it's kind of a no-brainer if you ask me. So I've been doing it this way with spraying Fix Plus on my Beauty Blender for the past several weeks, and I've had great results. I can't say it's a huge game changer in longevity of the foundation, but I love that I'm using something that is made to help the foundation last longer instead of just using water. Water's fine to use, but that's my trick for you today. So on the back of my hand, I do 2 pumps of the foundation. If you want it lighter, you could only do 1. If you want more, you can apply another layer on top, and then I just dot it all over my face and blend it in. For the most part, when I'm using a Beauty Blender, I try and dot like this. It's a similar move to if you were using a stippling brush, and I find it doesn't spread the foundation and leave me with any lines or anything, and it blends in really well. The other thing I'll mention while I'm using this foundation is the shade range of the Luminous Silk Foundation is huge. I ordered 3 shades to try them, 4.5, 4.75, and 5. And 5 ended up being my color. So if you're looking for something to really match your skin really well, look for that foundation. So you can see that this is a medium coverage. You can still see some dark spots popping through, which I've been having a problem with lately. So I'll use some concealer for that. Make sure you spread your foundation down beyond your jawline. This always matters, whether you're using sheer or full coverage foundation. And now I'll go in with concealer. A question I get asked a lot is, why do you do concealer after foundation? The point is, if I were to have done concealer first, I would have just dotted it all away. So now for blemishes, I like using the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer. Same thing, I'll put a little bit of it on my hand and then use the more pointed end of the Beauty Blender, just like that, to dot it on my dark spots. And same motion, just kind of dotting and spreading. I don't want to line or to smear anything. I also don't want to disrupt the foundation I just applied. So just pressing it on is the best way to do that. Last up, my concealer of choice is the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. This concealer is incredible. Just do a little line here. And then as I'm dotting it, same thing, and I'm not having to reapply any of that Fix Plus onto my sponge. You never want your Beauty Blender too damp, you just want it a little bit damp. But I'm trying to make a triangle, so I'm going down and then I'm going out this way. Only a little bit of this concealer will go a long way. I like using this for under eyes because it's a shade brighter than what would match my skin perfectly, so it brightens up that area. You could certainly use that concealer on blemishes, but this shade works better for me. Okay, so there's the foundation. So I'll finish with a little bit of setting powder, and then a little bronzer, maybe contour, blush, do my eyebrows, finish my under eyes. But I always do the main part of my eyes first so I don't get any eyeshadow spill out on the tops of my cheeks, and then just press that in with foundation. If any of the dark shadow landed here, I could just wipe it away before I apply my foundation. So I wanted to share that trick with you today using the Fix Plus on the Beauty Blender. It works great. If you have problems with your foundation kind of melting away, I would definitely recommend trying it. I hope this was helpful. If you want to see any other beauty videos, you can go check those out on my YouTube channel. And also follow me on Instagram. I'm sharing a bunch of fun holiday hair tutorials over there. I am K8_smallthings.